Okay, this is the first part of two videos I'm going to make on how to make a good pizza dough. I got this recipe online, but I've tweaked it a tiny bit, but it's an awesome recipe. I'll never use another one, so let's get this started. Here is the ingredients. I'll go ahead and, so you guys can write this down. The top one is what you want for the pizza dough. The bottom's for garlic cheese bread using the pizza dough. But let's get started. I normally triple the recipe because the recipe calls for making 3 pizzas, and normally they're very small, like 10, 12-inch pizzas. But I normally double or triple it to make 3 very thick or large pizzas with a thinner crust. Today I'm going to triple it because I've got people coming over tonight. So recipe calls for 3 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of salt, and I added 1 tablespoon of garlic powder per recipe. So this has got 3 tablespoons of garlic powder, but 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, that's good for the crust. For the yeast, it calls for 1 cup of water, 2 1/4 teaspoons active dry yeast, which is actually just 1 packet, and I use this Fast Rise. It doesn't matter if it's the name brand or generic, it's all yeast. So this is what I use. So 1 packet of this, 1 cup of water. It calls for 1 tablespoon of honey. I always I double that amount because I like a slightly sweeter dough, and it doesn't hurt the yeast because it's giving it sugar for it to rise. It's giving it food. And then 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So I put the olive oil, yeast, and water all together and just let it, you can see it foaming. That means the yeast is active. But the water should be warm, like 105 to 120 degrees, no more than that. But that's just kind of like warm hot, just a little heavier and warm. Excuse me. Okay, so I got all this stuff in here. I got the dough hook, got the stand mixer. First thing I'm gonna do is just let it get going. It doesn't have to be crazy mixed in. Yeah, we just bought this thing and it's a very whiny machine, but it works awesome. So, and then just slowly pour everything in. I say slowly, but it's pouring out the back, so I'm just going to get it in there. Now, have a little water. Have a little water on hand just in case. Turn it down. Now, it might seem like it's dry, but you got to give it time for the flour or water to incorporate through. Okay, once you have it all incorporated, for the most part, it'll do its thing. I'll put a little more water in it, just a touch. And it'll form a ball. Okay, it seems that having 3 or tripling the batch was a bit much. I didn't know that. Even for that grade of mixer, it was way too much. So I was making 4 pizzas, so I went ahead and cut it in half. And we're gonna go ahead and do that. But once your dough gets the way it should look like that. I know it's hard to hear me, but I'll yell. It should look like that. Go over here once it looks like that. Set your timer for 7 minutes. And don't touch that. Let it do its thing. And when it's all done, I'll show you. It'll be. But anyway, when the dough's done after 7 minutes, you're gonna notice something. I'll show you in a second. The dough's kind of a little bit difficult to come out. It's not sticky, but it's tacky. You'll notice that here's the finished dough. See how pliable it is. It's soft. Here's the dough just as it comes together. You can tell the difference. So we'll put this one in there. We'll do that in a minute. Now with this dough, it's very simple. just get some flour. Last second. Get some flour. Sprinkle on your surface a little bit. And then all you want to do really is just get it floured up, like so. Sorry about this, I'm not a professional video guy, so if it goes off screen, it goes off screen. Get it to where it's nice and smooth and you just got a nice even surface. Then take whatever it is you want to cut it, divide it directly in half, like so. Take your pan, line your bowls like that, and then simply drop it in. No need to be fancy, doesn't need to be a ball, because it's going to form a ball once it rises. Cover it in cellophane or plastic wrap or saran wrap, whatever you call it, and then let it rise for as long as you want, minimum of 3 hours. You can do a double knockdown. We'll show what that is later, or a single, it doesn't really matter. They say the longer you let it sit, the better the crust tastes, it develops. I've never noticed much of a difference, but each to their own, so we'll see when we make